So on Monday, I'm on Fox News, and what I want to do is I want to go to the sponsored articles section at the bottom of any of their news articles, right? So you have these sponsored stories you may like. So because I'm an absolute OCD advertorial nut, I'm often in here looking for ideas and ways that I can improve our funnels. So in this particular instance, I was looking for something in the financial services. So as I'm browsing around, and as you can see, these ads are pretty bizarre. Here's somebody who's trying to look at the sun, and it shows you that your brain will go red if you do. And here's somebody with a really disgusting belly type that you don't want your wife to have. And husband noticed strange detail in picture. I'm assuming that it's his wife wasn't wearing her bra and her boobs had fallen to her stomach. Um, but what I did notice throughout these ads is that one ad kept on coming up more often than others. And it was an ad by a insurance company called comparisons.org, and they do a car insurance, and this was mainly in the Oregon area. Now these guys, in my estimate, are spending about $100,000 at least a month because they have several ads across the USA, and they've got a few sites that use this exact same template. So what makes this special? This was my question. Like, why would they be spending so much money on this page? Because when you look at it, it really just follows the best practices. Yes, it's a good advertorial. Yes, it has testimonials. Yes, it has proof. Yes, it has all these dope call to action. So that's cool. But that by itself isn't really going to make the big difference. But now watch what happens when you click on any of these calls to action. So, for example, I am feeling like an old lady, so I'm going to click on 70 plus. Now, what you will notice is that it pops open a new window, right? And in this window, we have a pop up. Now, in the background, we can see a web page, but we can't access it because we can't click on anything. And we also can't close this pop up to access the web page. So, what has happened is we have been thrown into a New York alley, and the only way out is to actually go ahead and complete the call to action that you expressed interest in the first place. So, I thought that was pretty dope. So you click, it sticks it open in a new window, and then you have this setup, which is really quite cool because it really controls what they want you to do. But wait, there's more, obviously. The second thing that happens is if I had closed this window and went back to the previous one, it's no longer there. This has now been forwarded to another call to action. So for one click, you've got two calls to action, which I think is pretty fucking cool. And I'm assuming that this is probably going to increase their conversions by 15 to 20%, which if you're spending over $100,000 a month is more than $20,000 a month because you're making profit, right? So very cool. If I hit the back button here, you'll see it just takes me back to the advertorial. So now my question is, I want to try this out, but I don't have the patience to wait a week or two to get it done. Typically, any of my programming jobs I send to my team in Pakistan, or I can stick it on Fiverr because I haven't coded since the 70s. 70s? I was only born in the 70s. I haven't coded since 97. You know, when I decided or when I found out that you can scale marketing way quicker and make way more money is when I last coded. So what's the solution? I thought, bugger it. Let me go and see if I can get this to work using ChatGPT. So off I went and said to Chat, look, I want to have two actions occur when one click happens. And Chat said, no problem, here's some JavaScript. Now, my concern was I use Unbounce as my editor, and I don't know if ChatGPT understands Unbounce, but how is this for mind blowing? Gives me the first piece of JavaScript. And then it says, add JavaScript to Unbounce. In the Unbounce editor, click on JavaScript. Add the code in the before body in tag section. So ChatGPT knows exactly how the back end of Unbounce works, right? So if I go into Unbounce, which, guys, it's literally the best landing page conversion monitoring system, software, whatever you want to call it. If you're running large scale ads and you're not using a tracking service like this, you're literally just throwing your money into the air. So don't do that. But look here. So there's the script that ChatGPT gave me. And now what that script is going to do is it's going to open up two URLs. So in the script, all I had to do was replace the URLs that I wanted it to open. That's the pop up one, and that is the one that it gets forwarded to. So very, very cool. So we get that to work, right? So now what we can do is we can create this pop-up environment, and we can create the other one that it got forwarded to. But what we haven't been able to do yet is we can't take the X off the pop-up so that it cannot be closed. And we also need the ability to be able to remove clicks anywhere outside of the pop-up. So again, I went off to ChatGPT, and this is the background of the page where the pop-up is going to pop over. And as you can see, here are my style sheets, right? So ChatGPT gave me these. She, as I like to call GPT, because I'm like that, gave me the exact code. This is to stop the pop-up block. This is to remove the X. So all I had to do was insert this into my unbounce editor. Same story here. That stops the click, that stops the that. Okay, so I put all of this together. It takes me less than an hour, and I then go and test it. So here's a page that I built loosely off the other page, right? Definitely inspired by. It hasn't gone live, so don't throw stones in glass houses. But if I click this now, again, I don't feel like an old lady now. I feel like a young lady. There you go. Bang. So I've got my pop-up. I can't close it. I can't click anywhere else around it. And I even asked ChatGPT to make me a countdown timer script, which it did, that I added to this pop-up. And if you look at it, it's forwarded to another call to action. If I hit the back button, cool. There's the page that I made. So this took me, I would say, less than an hour to put together. That is quicker than listing it on Fiverr, finding a designer, getting a programmer, granting them access to your Unbounce editor, and all of that nonsense. And I was able to do it myself. Super, super quick. No programming skills whatsoever were required. All I had to do was follow a few instructions. So I believe that this is going to make a significant increase in conversions. And I've called it like a spider click, right? Because what you're really doing is when a user clicks, you are catching them in your little spider web. So there's the little spider web. Now they can't get out of here. They can't click around. They can't do anything. They are really motivated to go and click. I've thrown them in the New York alley and I've said, hey buddy, the only way out is to take action. You've only got 2 minutes to do it. So I think when I put this into the wild, that it's going to increase conversions by 15 or 20%, but I was too excited to get all that data just yet. I thought I'd show you how I did it just using ChatGPT, using AI. Pretty dope, right? I'll report back on if the conversions are any good or not in a later video. But my point is, if you want to increase your lead generation on Taboola, Outbrain, Meta, anywhere, and you don't know how to do the coding, run over to ChatGPT and find out there first before you go and spend money. It's quicker, saves you time, and you feel pretty dope. You know, I thought it was pretty fun. I said to my wife, hey, I don't even code. Look what happened here. Really quickly, we've probably got something that can add a significant amount of money to the bottom line. So if you want to increase your lead generation, give this a whirl. 1 click, 2 actions. That is pretty dope. One love, guys. Take care. Bye.